Every breast cancer story is different and the same. We have a screening, and then we have the excruciating wait. I was waiting for the results of my biopsy on the beach, and it was a beautiful day. Then I saw my internist and my gynecologist walking towards me. They're actually two of my best girlfriends. They were arm in arm, and I knew because they had their doctor smiles on. What was hardest for me in that moment was that I knew I'd have to tell Mark. I have to tell my baby that I have cancer, that I have to tell my son. I was so scared to tell Mark because it resonated with me losing my mother to cancer also when I was in my 20s. I said goodbye to her the night my water broke, and then she died 5 days after he was born. I was crying, I was so scared. And my friend Elizabeth, she took my face in her hands and she just looked me clear in the eye and said, I know. And so she's a cancer survivor herself. Hearing that from her, it was wonderful because I didn't feel alone. I made a conscious decision. All right, even though I don't have a choice about what's happening to me physically, but I absolutely have a choice about how I'm going to handle it emotionally. And I am choosing to stay strong and to stay positive and to look for the silver linings. What do you wear to the breast surgeon? What do you wear? I'm going to wear my normal clothes. I'm just going to be who I am. And I put on this t-shirt that I have from Uplift Studios where I work as a personal trainer. I did not want to take on the identity of a cancer patient. I wanted to maintain my identity as Vera, as a strong woman. So after waiting for a long time, suddenly it's time to go in for your surgery. And they open the doors and you go into this room. And then there's this table in the middle of the room. And they're like, okay, climb up on the table. And I climbed up on the table and I was like, suddenly I felt really alone. What I was afraid of was that they were going to find cancer that it had spread to my lymph nodes. And so it actually had spread to my lymph nodes. I remember just being pissed. I remember being like, what? Really? And I was just like, ah. Like if I had gone for a mammogram, 2 years before, probably wouldn't have. So I was angry. I was angry at myself. I'm still angry at myself about it. I'm going to start documenting this experience because I'm going to do something with this. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do something with this. I knew I needed to start writing about it and photographing it. I started asking people to take pictures of my surgery. I thought, there's a value to this being photographed because other women might want to see that it's actually a very clean surgery. So my next appointment was to meet with my plastic surgeon, Dr. Choi. I was still very much in the frame of mind of, I really don't care what it looks like, it doesn't matter. And she just very, very kindly, very patiently said to me, but you know what? You will care what it looks like. And we're going to make you beautiful. And I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. That sounds good. Because then it was kind of like I had this prize that at the end, I'm going to get a new set of boobs. So it was really seductive, the thought of not having to do chemo. I could just go get a boob job, and that's it, and be done with it. And then, close the door, and cancer's over, and this was just a blip, and onward. And, and I'll change my diet, and I'll eat even more kale, flax seeds every day, I'll just, holistic approach, and I'm going to be fine. I woke up, like in the middle of the night, like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I knew, of course I'm going to do the chemo. Of course I am. Who am I kidding? I can't live with that monster in the closet. And you know what? I am so glad I did it. I couldn't wait to get back to work after my surgery. Right away, I took my shirt off. I showed all the women that I work with my surgery. I've been showing them my boobs all the way through. I feel very, very close with the incredible group of women. I think of them as my daughters. And it's also a place where I was able to work on my physical rehab, little by little, regaining my strength, which I'm still doing. I have always loved to dance, ever since I was a little girl. It just makes me happy. During chemo, I went to dance class, and I went there as much as possible. I just felt like I was throwing the illness off of me. It was just it was this feeling of freedom and joy. It was so important for me. As a personal trainer, I spent a lot of time thinking about the body, really like not ignoring what it's telling you, right? Like which is what I did. So fear is huge, and fear makes us do stupid things, but more importantly, I think fear stops us from doing good things. I think fear cuts us off. During this past 9 months that I've been struggling with breast cancer, I have met and spoken with so many amazing and interesting women. I want to provide a space for women and caregivers that have struggled with breast cancer, some of them are still struggling with breast cancer. I want to provide a place where they can share their stories for the whole world to hear, so that we don't all feel so alone, With our diagnosis, we don't feel so alone when we're going through chemo. But you need to hear from other women how they got through it. You need the support and you need the advice. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. And so that is what I'm trying to do. And that is what I did during my chemo and what I will always continue to do.